Right guys, I don't know what that does. There we go, a bit of focusing. I'm just going to weld this up before I go home. I've checked it up back, it looks alright. It's going to be a bit of an issue with trying to wiggle the pipe through. It runs straight into the frame. That will always going to be an issue. And that is tight. So that bit there is tight up against the rail, and that bit there is tight up against the shocker. Once pulling off, like, say that's where the shocker is, it fits nicely. If you pull it off a couple of mil, loads clearance, well, a couple of mils clearance all the way around it, but it is tight. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to weld in that patch. I'm not going to change the ends yet because I've not got that far in. I'm not onto pipes yet, am I? So I'll just leave the ends as they are, just tacked on, so I can go and offer it up. But I've got like 10 minutes to kill, 15 minutes to kill. So we'll just waz round that with welder while it's all turned on and ready to go, and I've got my rod out and my gloves out and everything out. Just thought I'll just do that now. You just finish it off, get it done. Basically, because I spoke to Pete, whose bike's next in the queue. It's not. If you're watching these, Pete, should have come in April. It says on my board April, May, June. He wants it for. We're in start of end of May now, aren't we? May 31st. So April, May, 2 months late already. I get a lot of questions about people saying, "Oh, why can't you do it next week? Why does it take 5 months to do it or whatever?" Well, basically, I've got 5 months worth of work. Why can't I do it next week? Because everybody wants it next week, don't they? I'd have 5 months worth of people wanting it all next week, so you've just all got to wait your turn, and that's basically decided by me. But yeah, he wants it, so I've got to juggle it around, be nice to customers. Basically, if you want to jump the queue, I've got to be nice to my customers. I've got to go ask around all the other. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 in already that want doing before that one. That are in the queue before that one. That one now, he wants to push that to the front of the queue. I've got to kind of okay that with the other 4 guys, take flack from the other 4 guys. The other guys will be back on the phone saying, "When's mine ready? When's mine ready?" Like this job here, this pipe I showed you before. I say it took an hour, but it's an hour out of that job over there. And I know he's just saying, "Oh, it'll only take you an hour then." But if I did that for everyone, then everything would be late, wouldn't it? Everything would be late, or nothing would get done. So he wants that done for July, first week of July. That's like 4 weeks away, isn't it? So I need to, basically, I've not started it yet. I'm not going to start it until I know halfway what I'm doing with this, because I want to keep on doing this while I'm doing it. So while this is all in my head, we'll get this finished off. I just want to buzz around this. I need every hour I've got at the moment, if that's what he wants it for, because I need to do a week on this. There's not a week in it, but I need to keep focusing on it for a week. Hopefully get done in a week's time. But in that week I also need to do a lot of other jobs. But the main one is I need to try and make a start on that other one. Which will be exciting when we get onto it. Video will be nice and that. Nice bike to do. I'm excited about doing it, but excited about the bikes, not about the customers. So well, yeah, money as well. You know what I mean? Like, customers always ask me about how much will it cost. Well, just cost what it costs. Like, just cost what it costs, man. There's loads of different. I can't put a price on it. I'm not making pipes. I'm not selling just pipes. All pipes are £100. Like, you're going to bread from Morrison's, go and get your bread from Asda's, wherever. Somewhere between £1 and £2 in it. I don't really know, but it's somewhere like that. You're not going to pay more than £2 for a loaf of bread, are you? Unless you're artisan bakery. But then still, it's still going to be £2 in it. Tops. But what if you ask the guy at the artisan bakery, how much is it for that loaf of bread, but you deliver it to my house? It's not £2 anymore, is it? It's not £2. How much is it for 10 loaves of bread? You drop what you're doing here now at this market, drive up to my house and make them for me in my oven. Not going to be £2 then either. They're going to be like £5, aren't they? You're going to be thinking, I've got travel time, I've got all this money I'm going to lose from the stand I've just paid for now. That's just in bread terms, but in bike terms, that's it. He's going to be charged more, isn't he? Because he's jumped 4 spots in the queue. Other guys, I don't flipping know. Like, the other guys then will be thinking, you watching this video, you're thinking, oh, is mine going to be cheaper now because I've waited 6 months? Man, don't know, but I know that I've not got a nice van outside, so I'm not charging enough. So I've not got a transporter yet. When I've got a transporter, I'll be doing something right, won't I? So right, let's do it. I've still got my shitty Renault van. Let's get that on there. So that means, yeah, basically a Renault van, I'm not ripping anyone off. Yeah, right. You can probably see that from there, can't you? Basically, just going to buzz all the way around it. I don't think there's much to do, much to say, apart from ranting about customers. So yeah, just cross the top, cross the top, cross the top. Just take straight lines first, I think, because the corners still want a little bit of hammering in, and there'll be a slightly different weld to going in a straight line. The corners will be. I'll have to do that, put an arc on it when I get to them. So it's a bit unsteady, it's a bit rocky. So we'll just see how we get on. I'm going to need both hands to stabilise it, I think. And just see how it welds. How does it weld? It welds a bit fast and it's a bit windy. There's not much wind in it, but you get a bit of like a cold draft knocking around it. We're blowing gas about. All I've done there is I've just turned it down 2 amps. I think I've not got a fancy digital one, so it's just I've turned it down a bit on the knob. Nothing to really tell you. It's nearer to 20 than it were before. Now I'm going to grind all this off, I think, when I've finished. Just blend it in so it wants to be a nice big thick weld. Make sure it goes through to the back. Full penetration. Literally sat here welding, thinking about bread analogies, thinking about how much it'd cost to have a bread making party on a Sunday afternoon. How much would it cost to fly me out to, I don't know, to Greece to make some bread for you? No longer £2 a loaf, is it? That's all I keep thinking. Keep thinking of different scenarios. What makes your bread more than £2? I'll put a piece of flipping ham on it. Put a piece of flipping ham on it. It'd be a fiver. Ham costs you. Everybody does that, don't they? Everybody goes into the shop and they say like, oh well, I could make that for 50p. Just did it. The cost is what it costs. It costs. Send bloody lights in it. Them things up there. How much they cost. How much that gas costs at the end of there. How much it costs me for my van. How much it costs me when I go shopping. Whether I like posh bread or normal bread. I'm into posh bread. I'm into people making me bread on Sundays, so it's just the way I live. You're gonna have to pay for it, I think. I'm not. I'm into warbs, aren't I? Everybody has warbs. get some A4 Warburtons down. Anyway, less at bread and allergies. I've done 2 lines on that now. You see. Towards me, yeah, I've done the up and the down. So now I want to go across the edges, back and forward. I'm running out of like, I was resting my hand on that side and my hand was burning. And I could also do with like a bit of an angle while I'm welding it. So I'm going to get that block out there, which that's done alright. You probably can't see it no more though, can you? Can't see mate. Yeah, put that 45-degree block on there. I'm going to try and rest that underneath it because it's going to want to tip. Now the only problem is now he's trying to get my hands underneath, over it. It's not like that. Might help. Yeah, it's just to prop my hand up. There we go. Right, another length done. Just get that other one. Might even leave corners till tomorrow. Not decided. It's 10 to, no, it's 20 to 7. I want to be home for about 7ish. Have some tea, I'm starving. Got some posh bread to eat when I get home. Just bread, that's all we're on. No one, can't afford it. Held my breath for a very long time then. Right, both sides are done. But all 4 straight edges are done. I've just got corners to do. I think I'm going to sharpen my tungsten. It's not blunt, but it just lost its edge a little bit. Might turn it down a little bit. I'm going to say slow it down, but yeah, that's lose a bit of power out of it, lose a bit of heat. So then I can just go, it just give me a bit more time to adjust my angle as I'm going around the bend. But yeah, you can see I've done all 4 edges because you've got 4 blue stripes down it. So yeah, just the corners to do on that now. And I've put it on reasonably thick. Let's say if you probably look down the back of that, you'll see a nice weld all the way around it, or hopefully so. And then I can just buff it in, so then it all just looks like it's one bit. That looks like that's been pressed in then. Yeah, not got much else to say. None of going sharp on me tungsten. I don't know, basically, yeah, back to bread. Let's go back to bread. Yeah, just basically, I just want to be able to make some money out of this stuff now. So I've spent 12 years messing around, picking the bikes I want to do, so doing jobs I couldn't do. So like the Whiz Norton, I couldn't do it. I couldn't weld stainless. Well, I could weld stainless because I can weld, but I'd never made a stainless exhaust system before, and they asked me to. It took me twice as long as what I charged, but I enjoyed doing it. It got me a load of like interest, promo kind of thing, recognition, because I'd done it for that team, which all good fun. I don't regret any of it. But now it's got to the point where I'm that busy. It needs to pay, doesn't it? It needs to pay, otherwise I'm just flipping one of them busy fools, as they say, a busy fool. So yeah, I need to make sure I'm not one of them. I'm going to go over here in that corner, over there with bikes, get me tungsten. Can't see it when I'm going sharpen it. I'm back following me around here. Yeah, so I'm not saying I'm going to rip you off right like that. You know, watch this and I just ramble and you know, just think, oh, Ben Bentel's too much truth. Yeah, I'm not going to rip you off. I'm not busy then. Something needs to change, doesn't it? Because I need to stop the busyness. I need to stop people just coming like mad. Obviously, reasonably priced. It must be a decent price, to be honest with you, because my queue's half a year long. Yeah, if I can get it down to put the price up, get the queue back down to 3 months. I'm not pissing people off because they're waiting too long. Basically, I could do 12 bikes a year probably. Just do 12 bikes a year. Do them at like £1.5, full system, small out. You work that out. It's not much money, is it? It's like 20 grand. I've got to pay for all lectures. Like all my outgoings will be 20 grand. When it don't sound much, does it? That don't even sound that much when you're running a big business, but I don't have much, me, so I don't need much, but I need to pay away, don't I? I need to be able to buy a house one day. Well, I'm 37 now, not got a house yet. I say, got a 20-year-old van outside. Fucking load of motorbikes that need building, load of scrap motorbikes. Yeah, an holiday. Ashley wants an holiday, so yeah, keep bringing me bikes. Keep bringing me nice bikes. So corners next, corners. And even all this stuff. I'm not a pro at this welding, but this is starting to look all right. These corners are going to be tricky. They go round and then downhill at the same time, don't they? I think that angle there is probably not too bad, but we'll see. Does it want? That kid probably wants a bit of a knock, to be honest. Let's have a give them all a knock. Now they're all nice and tight. Yeah, no, it's just that one. Right, you're watching. Not much to watch. That's one. Let's try and do that one. Alright, I'm going to run out of rod doing this. I'm looking around for one. There's proper way I can smell coconut. There's no reason to be able to smell coconut, have I? It smells like sun cream in here for some reason, I have no idea why. Right, one more to go. There's something on this that's burning that smells nice. Maybe it's something like sweets or something. Right, I'm going to lay it down on its back, there, and I'll come and unplug you. We'll have a quick look at it, I'll pack it up, we'll get out of here. We'll get some tea. Right. Tea is, anyone watching in America, is what the Northerners of England call dinner. Anything after 5 o'clock. We call it tea. Southerners call it dinner. We have breakfast, dinner, tea. They have breakfast, lunch, dinner. Up north. Basically, we're not allowed lunch, I don't think. So yeah, that's it, all welded in. It's hard, it won't focus on it again, but you get the gist, don't you? It's not the prettiest. The main intention of that was to make sure it's welded through all the way through to the back, because then I can whip it off with grinder that way, and then go around, blend it all in, and it'll should look like it's been stamped in. So you've just got that nice cut out in there, looking like that, which is nice, very, very nice. Right, spin me round, let's sign out. Nice to see you all, definitely been working. Hopefully get this uploaded at some point. I've still got all them Royal Enfield ones to upload, and I'm still waiting for that bike to come out, so I didn't want to go too heavy on it and just upload them all, and he's not unveiled the bike yet. It's not gone to Royal Enfield or whatever. So yeah, well, it won't matter on this because it should be unveiled by then. I think it should be entered into his competition by that point. But yeah, I just want to trickle that in, and I've obviously been flat out working, so doing this video stuff's been hard work. But I'll try and keep up with it. I'll have to try and keep up with it because I'll have to empty the card out in a bit, so I'll have to put all that Royal Enfield stuff up so I can make room on my computer to put this on, so then I can start the video again when we do the next bike, which needs to be done by July, you all know that. So yeah, I'll have to keep up with it, but all we've got to do now is join that to that there, to the 2 into the 1, and then we put that on the pipes that are on the bike underneath there. So that's me for tonight. I'm signing out. Nice to see y'all. Adios. Right guys, it's a goer. We're going to try so hard then not to say right guys, but I still said it. Back on this. I'm going to grind it off. I've done a fair few checks. It's tight, but we like them tight. So I'm going to grind it off. Like I say, it's doable. I think it's doable. It's not, I could have done with that just being a little bit wider, either side, sorry. Like just a little bit wider on either one of them edges. And then that would allow me to drop it a little bit lower, but my best bet here is I'll flipping show you. Let me get a double hand on that so I don't drop it. Hold on. Right, let's spin that round. Let's grab that and let's take it for a ride. It's going to go on that way around. Bike's out over there. Secret bike's over there. It's not secret, but it's next video on. Don't want to show too much of it. So we've got this, and it's going to fit between that rail and that rail. I don't think I can hold camera far enough away and hold that. Let's see. So it's fitting like that. So as you can see, yeah, that fits nicely. I can't put the focus on because I've not got enough hands. But yeah, that's the cutout there for back at shot where you can see the burnt line, and then that's the cutout for that rail there. Fits nicely. The perfect place for it to fit as well is when it butted up against that there. That shocker mount, there's a plate there with a line across it. Fits perfectly. Right, let me take that off and try and get a bit of focus on. My only problem is that's the run of it. So yeah, this is the plate there with straight edge. It sits up to that perfectly. I run it in a straight line. The holes coming out there, bang on there. If you look, the pipes are there as well. So if that didn't curve in like that frame rail, I could just run them pipes straight in a straight line up to there, but it won't do that. So what I'm going to have to do is do a bend like this. It's going to have to go just a little tight S-bend like that. Like that. Proper flick it backwards and forwards. I don't know if I can grab that there and give you another look. So the last thing I want to do is drop it. But yeah, say that's fitting like that now. That's the run of it. You see, it's running into that. It's perfectly in line with pipes. But yeah, that frame rail gets in the way. That's what the hole looks like there. It's aiming straight at that bracket, which is annoying. I think the end of that bracket's smack bang in the hole. So yeah, I'm going to have to do a sharp left out of there, and then a sharp right back and put the collector there on end of pipes. So it is going to be tight, but it's good enough. It's good enough. That were a bit of a bob part of the video, that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is set camera back up there. Let's set camera back up here. I'm going to get grinder. I'm just going to polish it on. I just need to keep working on it. So I don't know what you can see there. Right, we're back in. Yeah, I'm just going to need to keep working. I need to keep cracking on. So I've got no time to be spending like an hour thinking about that. I'm going to flick kettle on, put my goggles on, and then just grind that off. Get it ground off. Right, kettle's on, blue lights on. Right, so I've got my grinder. Where's my goggles? I never find them goggles, because they're see-through or... Don't know, all the batteries just charged up as well. I just noticed that at the corner of my eye. Oh, there they are. Right. So, they're on. Big secondary school goggles, lab goggles. I kept on wearing them glasses, so you look cool and that, but you get flipping sparks go up inside of them, and then you go to doctors and they say, oh, you should have been wearing eye protection. I'm like, I wear out wearing eye protection. 5 times that's happened to me. since I've had these bad boys. Scuba diving goggles. Yeah, none. I've had none. So these are the ones. You look a bit special in them, but right, let's go. I'm going to put this down. So a bit of zoom, maybe a bit of zoom. Now push that back. Let's push that back. Right, we're on. So it's going to be a bit of an hard blend. This. Need to get it straight on all them edges and then come back. I basically just want to put a bit of a round on it all. That's looking nice now. Let's have a look, a bit of look. Don't know if you can see that. Focus is a bit shy. Backwards, forwards, don't know which way I'm going. I've took the top edge off all the way around. So now I need to blend in the sides, which is a bit more tricky because it's going to take a load of backwards, forwards, different angles with grinder to get in there. It's going to just be a little bit tricky. Right, well, that weren't as tricky as I thought it was going to be. Done. Good weld. I mean, you can tell me you done good weld because it grinds off nicely. Yeah, can't see nothing wrong with that. Just wants buffing in now. I've left enough on there now that you can, once that gets polished up, that'll put the rest of the rad on. So I've not gone too mad on the rad because obviously when you go over that with a polisher, it'll take some more off. So just leave it on. A bit sharp on edge, but it's not like mega sharp. Basically, I've gone. Did I do that? Not bloody no. I went all the way around the outside of the weld, didn't I? All the way like that, around the outside. Just catching the edge. So spinning disc is spinning that way. It's a bit hard to tell. Spinning that way, and as it's going round there, it's flicking it off. So you're catching the back edge of that weld all the time, and then I spun it round, and I've done the same thing. So the spinning disc, because the disc spinning clockwise, say, you get it so it's just catching it that way. So it keeps doing that, and it's just catching the back edge of that weld all the time. So you're not grinding off the middle, you're just grinding off the edge. And then that leaves a bit of weld in the middle. So say where that seam is there, leaves a weld in the middle because you've took the edge away off that edge, took the edge off that way, and that should leave. Anyway, so you make a hole like that, and then you put a weld on like that, and then you just take away that bit, and it still leaves the point in the middle. And then I've took a little bit off the point, so it's still got a little bit of weld there. Then there's a load of weld underneath. I could draw it on there. Well, that's what Grandad used to draw it out all the time for us when we first started. Like when we were making megaphones, it was really hard to suss out. I don't know what you'll be able to see there. Let's see if I can do that back to front. So yeah, your metals like that with your two edges. That looks a bit weird upside down. And then you plonk a big weld on like this. And then that weld hopefully has gone like that through to the backside. So that's that bit there's on inside. So then what you do then, you grind away this edge here as much as so you blend that in like that, then you take that bit away there, and it leaves you this peak. You just end up with a point, a bit more of a point like that. So you've took that bit out, took that bit off that round. You see the round would have been there before. Really hard. So then you end up with something like that because that's how you've ground it in. You've still got that much weld, that little black dark triangle in the middle, so then you just take a bit more off the top here. And you blend that in. And you've got something like that. It's obviously, it's got a bit of a dip here and a bit of a dip there, but you can't really see that in real life because we're talking like millimetres there. Then you can just blend that in a little bit more, blend that in a little bit more. Yeah, you've still got that much weld there. That's the basics of that. Quick lesson from bench. A bit of penetration. So, right, goggles off. Next part of my video is going to be messing about in it again. I need to do, like what I said, is I've got this, and it's only got that much bend in it, and I need, that's my little junction piece, I need that to go, let me just have a think about it. So frame rails here, say, I need that to go like that, back up and back again. So it needs a full bump in that. This needs bending back up, back down, a bend up, and then a bend back down straight, so then it can go around the frame rail. Which obviously can't do that with that short piece. So I'm gonna make a brew. Don't know why I'm having a brew. I've got flipping hiccup burps off having too many coffees already. But yeah, I'm gonna make a brew. Go and pack another piece of tube longer than that with some sand. And then yeah, it's going to be hard to put that bends that close together in a piece that's shorter than that. It literally needs to be about that long, and it needs to go down, up, back again. Rock hard bend. But yeah, it won't be seen, will it? So if it goes a little bit out of shape, I should be able to retrieve it. It's not like that's, if that's the first bend coming out of the edge, you want it to be perfect because you can see it. Whereas this will be stashed behind back at frame, so it can be a little bit off perfect. Somewhere where it's off perfect but it's savable kind of thing. So I'm going to go with that. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit of thinking. I also need to go and stick these in a box. Pack that up, get that sent off to customer because I've got the invoice with me and the postal details. So I'll pack that up, post that out tomorrow morning. Not much else to say. Let's say I'll go and do the prep work for this pipe, see how we get on, and then I might spin you around. Tree bender's over there, me bending vice over there, so I could just spin the camera around now where it is. You'll be able to see that. But yeah, I need to go and do some measuring and some head scratching and some try and suss out a plan. So I'll go and sort my life out, and then I'll get back to you. Right guys, I'm back in shop. I've been messing about all morning. Say all morning, I don't do a full morning. Yeah, I've been messing about with this. I bent it last night, I didn't film it. And the reason why was it was tea time and there were some good tunes on radio. So I just left radio playing. I thought I should have put camera on now. Just carry on listening to this and get in the zone. So I bent that and it's alright, but it's, if you look there, it's got that, there's a few planes going on, so that's to miss the rail. Basically, silencers here, junctions there, rails there. So I've gone round the rail, but it also, from side on, it needs to go, right way around. The silencer's lower than the pipes are, so I've also had to go up and down like that. So it's got an ump-back bridge in that way, and then it's got an S in it that way, which means that it's gone a little tiny bit out of shape, and it's there somewhere. That bit's actually got, it's got a little bit of a dint in it here. It's just there, it's a little bit out of shape. I'm looking at the window, looking at the pipe, looking at the, it's not the best angle that, but it's a little bit out of shape, and I thought about rebending it, so you see there, like it's got like a little bit of a crease in it there. But it's just where the bends have all changed, so that's where that up and down goes into a left and a right. So there's so many bends in that, I don't even know where to start. It's basically, it's like a corkscrew that, innit? In a weird way. You can plait a few of them together, you've got 3 of them, you'll be able to plait them. Plait this basically. But yeah, I'm going to try it on bike, so it's, at the moment, it's usable, but I might, because of that little, it's there's a little crease in it there, which I'm not happy with because it's not perfect, but yeah, it's just that bit there's thinned out. As I've dropped that back down, and this bit's bulged because that bends away from you, that's the bit there, that bit's bulged out like that a little tiny bit, and then as I've bent that the opposite way, it's thinned it a little bit here, it's bulge, thin, bulge, thin, and it's just basically because that's bending like that towards you. So yeah, it's a little bit mangled, but it's hard to get that many bends in one short bit of tube. I need to trim this back, trim it back, work out where silencer and where pipes are going to go. I might have to trim the pipes. So that's what I've been messing about with. Worst comes to worst, this is being used as a very good template because it does fit, and once it's all on and it's trimmed down, there might not actually be that much that you can see. And I might decide to use it, or I might say, all right, that dint there is in the worst place it could be. It's bang on in a high line. Use this again to make another one because I could possibly get there in a couple less bends if I don't. So if I just went up a bend and then back a bend instead of doing the 5 bends. So yeah, that's my next plan, is that basically just go down there, keep trying it on bike. I might just carry a full tripod along here. We'll set it up over there and just have a quick look. Yeah, I don't know where to put you. Basically look in there, and if I get that, you can see that there, can't you? That's that way around. So you've got that. That fits in there. Hard thing is to get everything on and keep it all out the way, in the way or whatever. I can't actually get to all of it because some of the bits need trimming down. So I've got that, got that there. I need to get across to these pipes over here, round the back of that rail there. Which then pipes, like I said before, then pipes and that box there are running right through the middle of that rail. So I've had to wiggle my way around it. Which is that big dirty bend in that, which is not really working, but if I slide that inside that, and I run that back round the back of there, I've pulled these pipes out of the way. basically getting across to there like that. And that's not in a bad place. That's roughly where pipe should finish over there, is where that junction is. I don't know how much you can see of that. I'll move, let me hold on to that. Like that. And let's move you right there so you can see the other side of it. Can you see the other side of it? You can't see, the junction's there behind back of that. So that's finishing roughly where the line of pipe is. I want it to be like that so you can see the top of that junction above the middle of that pipe. And then it feeds through there, alright. It's got a little drop down. Should look alright. What I want to do is move that junction further down. Which, again, you can't really see. Or I can't see what you're seeing because I've got my hand on that. But yeah, that junction's there. So that's in line with pipes. It just needs trimming back. The pipes need trimming back. And then, yeah, that little crossover across there. You see, you can't really see much of that where it's gone out of shape. It probably don't look too bad. It's probably the out of shape bits over here, which you're never ever going to see because there'll be a seat on the top of it. It's all very tight to that rail and tight to them frame rails there, tight to the shocker there. Like that, and there's still a tiny gap outside of it there for the tyre to go up and down and maybe get a mud guard in. So it's not looking too bad. What I'll do is let go of this. I'm going to work it all out. I'm going to trim it all up. And upload down there. Let's unclick out. I've noticed my battery's flashing, as it always does. I've got another one on go, so we're alright. It's warm. I tell you, it's warm today. I've had woolly jumper on all week because it's been overcast. North wind blowing in or something like that. So woolly jumper's over there now. Because I might ride biking, and if it's cold when I get down here, I can stick my jeans and my jumper on. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to just do a bit more trimming. Try and get it a bit closer. Then I need to leave a little bit on because I need to ask customer. I don't know what it's zooming in on all sorts of shit over here now. There we go. Yeah, need to ask customer then. Get it okayed off customer. See where he wants that junction. He might want it moving backwards or forwards. If I trim too much off it, then I can't move it backwards or forwards. I'm welding bits on. And I just want it to be one piece. So I'll get it as close as, and then I think I'm going to take some photographs, send them to customer, and I'll show you again once I've got it a bit closer. So for now, I'm going to go and get battery, put it on charge, and I'll speak to you again soon. Right guys, just doing a quick video. Got 15 minutes before race starts. That's what I've been doing. I've cracked on with this a lot, to be honest with you. I've just had TT on radio, hammering away, making this silencer fit. My bend fits alright. I've trimmed a bit off the pipes. I've sent it to customer. Customer's okayed it. So I'm cracking on. And I've done a load, and I've flipping not recorded any of it, basically because I've had that on. And if I put it up on YouTube with TT, anything TT, then they'll know that I've been listening to that. That's how clever TT are. So they'll pull this video down because it's got copyright issues on it or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to show you what this is, quick, what I've done. Like I say, I've got 15 minutes, so we'll just do a quick run through this and then we'll put radio back on. Let me flick that round. So that's what I've got. I'm all silenced up. That's actually got the perf in it. That's what I've been doing this morning while the racing's been delayed. I've knocked this bend up there, trimmed it back. So it's just on the outside of that silencer, and it's fair square as well. You see the cut on the end's fair square. That cut out in there nicely, done for shocker. This has now got the piece of perf running down inside of it, if you can see in there. I'd pull it out, but I just hammered it in, and that was the point where I thought, oh bloody hell, I should take a video of this. So yeah, I've hammered that in there, and it's lined up with that. That's going to be removable, riveted on end. On the inlet. This one I'm going to weld round it. So my plan is now I've got this little bit here of tube. That's 1 7/8, and all this is 1 3/4, that perf and the tailpipe. So my plan is to cut that, not cut that, I've already cut it, is to take this end out, weld that on the inside, and then that'll locate the middle of the perf so that you can just take that end off and the perf still welded in. The main reason because the perf's nearly touching that, so the packing I'm going to have to squash it in to get it all in. Yeah, that section there might be hard to fill, but yeah, just general case of packing it up and round it. Yeah, because that's the only way you're going to get it round that baffle pipe, I think. It's just to pack it in between it with a ruler or something. So yeah, I'm going to pull that off, weld that on, and then once that's all located in both ends, I'll braze round that end, and then that end's fixed, and that'll mean that that perf is always sat there. And when you slip that on, the end can, it should lock onto the end of the perf. That then, so that'll be hidden on inside, and then I'm going to get this, which is my little link pipe. Still not quite happy about that little dint there. It's just a folding bend. There's hardly anything wrong with it, still smooth, but you just have to give it a little bit of a twist, because it's only that there where you can see it, it just dips in, it's just got like a little tiny crease in corner here. Yeah, I need to buff that off, get rid of the slag off the outside of it, braze it in that then, so it's a case of just assembling it all back on bike. I've just checked his drawing that he sent me as well, and it looks near enough exactly the same, apart from that collector's a little bit further back in that gap, and I've moved it that way on purpose just so I can get that S-bend in on that tailpipe. My plan for that is once I've put the collars on there on the end of my junction, it'll sit, you know, perfectly in line with that BMW badge. So I've got a line across the top of it with the pipes, and then that should join in there, which is the end of the big casing on this, where the clutch splits. Is that going to be the clutch, flywheel, whichever it is? It's like a clutch on a car, and it gearbox and all that jazz. So yeah, split it there. That's where I want me transition into the 2 into the 1. A little link pipe halfway between that frame rail, and then the silencer sits halfway between the shocker and that, like that, and then just a little tailpipe sticking out the back. So while I'm going to listen to this next race, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just going to sit there and TIG these up. I suppose I could film it and then knock the noise off, but I'll probably forget to do it, and then it'll get pulled. So yeah, I'm just going to TIG weld them up, TIG weld that up. I'll show you what it's like when I've done it. Hopefully get it all back on bike while this race is on. Right, that's it. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to get radio on. Have a listen to Alman. I'll speak to you soon. Which button? Right guys, I'm back in. Yeah, I'm back in. Woolly jumper on today for some weird reason. Must have been cold last night. It don't matter what the temperature is during the days. If it's cold during the night, I think it blows in under the door, and then it gets cold in here. Come in this morning, what the hell's cold in here? So yeah, whip woolly jumper out, put it on. Yeah, but it'll probably get warm in about the next hour or so. There's not motorbike racing on today, is there? So I've just been ticking off some bits and bats. What have I done this morning? I've ordered some steel. I need to order some steel, big style. Get some sheets of mild steel, and basically because I've got that strip to do for the tank, to raise the tank up, need a big long 30mm strip. I need to make some collector boxes, got some 4x1s to do, some megaphones to do, a full hydrophone system to do, got a load of stuff to do coming up this next few weeks, and that's all I've got left, mild steel wise. I think that's my biggest offcut. So yeah, I needed a couple of sheets, so I've ordered them in, they're coming in, a bit of tube to do. I've got enough tube upstairs, but I just thought, while I'm ordering a couple of sheets, I might as well buy 4 lengths in, and then that'll cover the jobs I've got in at the moment. Saves me digging tube out from upstairs and dropping it down. I'll just get 4 lengths in, leave them down here, hammer out some pipes. I've got a 4x1 to do, 1.5 pipes, a triple to do, 1.5 pipes. And I've got another a 500 for, they're probably like 1 3/8 pipes though, so I'll at least get 2 bikes out on the pipe that's coming. So you don't need to know all ins and outs, do you? But that's generally what this is, isn't it? It's just generally me chatting shit about work life. So yeah, I've had this beamer out. Beamer's nearly done. Need to get rid of it. Seriously, need to get rid of it. I've got no room for any more bikes in here, and I'm sure I've got more coming. So yeah, beamer's closest to being finished. So I'm just cracking on with that. Hopefully, probably have it done by the end of today. I've sent customers some photographs, a bit of a video. If he says weld that up, I'm just welding it up, finishing it off. I've got a couple of bits to weld up frame. So yeah, it's a tricky because next one's they've got a race bike to do. Wants it by end of month. Got a triple to do. Wants it by end of month. They like pretty much want them next week. Both of them want them next week, and I can't do both of them by next week. I feel under pressure. I like when I did that Royal Enfield job a couple of videos ago. I think I might still uploading them videos to YouTube. That way, I put myself under pressure. I took that job on, and I knew that job needed doing in 2 weeks. So I just cracked on with it. These ones, they put me under pressure. I agreed to it, but I didn't agree to the time scale, I don't think. Especially the triple. I say the triple's been on my board since, I think he phoned me up at Christmas and said, right Ben, I'm going to book this in early. He said, I'll bring it in April, basically. And it's not, is it? He brought it last week. So, and that June, end of May, June. 2 months, at least 2 months late. 2 months late. Now he wants it doing in 2 weeks. I could have had 2 months and 2 weeks to do that. So, pressure. And I've already got a couple of other jobs that I said I'd do this month. So, you know, like sometimes they don't come at all. Like that bike shed job. It weren't. I wanted to do that job, but I weren't that bothered about it as well. Like, as much as I wanted to do it, when he said I can't bring it, I've not got enough time. Well, like, thank God for that, because I've not got enough time either. So a few of them drop out. So even when that triple's not turned up, I was like, well, I've got a load of other stuff to be doing. But now they've all come at once. Like buses, all come at once. But the bikes I want to do as well, so I'm just got to have to work late, start early, work late, cram some hours in, probably do less of these videos. But be honest with you, we want to get them on video because they're nice. They're nicer than this Beamer I'm doing now. So, yeah, try and get the next two on video. But it might just be a bit like this where I'm just, especially that hydroforming one. That hydroforming one's going to take that long to do. You're all going to want to see it. But I'm just not going to have the time to cover it all in a video. So it'll just be a case like this. I'll just pick video up in between when I'm thinking out loud, basically. So it won't be while I'm working, because once I'm working, I've got the thoughts are locked in, aren't they? And then I'm putting them down on, not on paper, pen to paper, but yeah, whatever it is, snips to steel, or I'll be doing that, TIG welder to steel, and just cracking on with it. And then once I've finished that stage, I'll get camera out while I'm having my brews out, while I'm having my brew. Yeah, we can talk about what I've just done and then think about the next stage and then crack on with it again. So let's have a look at the Buddy Beamer. Let's stop chatting shit, because I've not got time. Not got time to be chatting shit. This is what she's looking like. I don't even know. I think I just cracked on with this on Sunday, didn't I? Went racing, we're on Saturday day. I had radio plugged into my phone plugged into the radio, listening to TT live. And yeah, I just carried on going, basically. Just finished all that silencer off. Pipes have been on this bike for a month or so. But yeah, silencer, I had to get a bit of time to draw that up on computer, then fabricate it, and yada yada yada. So that's done. Tailpipes in. Tailpipes, it's proper in. It just wants a braze around there now to get that in place. That's joined onto a piece of perf. I've welded it. You can see where it's burnt on end. I've welded that to a piece of perf which runs through there. When I've had to bend it, when I've designed this silencer, I went in 15mm, I think, because I knew if I went in 15mm, then I should be able to get a straight run with perf from this end to that end. But it's not worked out like that, and it actually touches on that flat there where I put the cutout in it. So what I've had to do is just bend it ever so slightly, so it just goes like that around the cutout and back into that hole, which probably actually works better, because you might be able to get a bit of stuff in between the cutout and the perf on the inside. And then the next part of it is I've made that's going to be that's a separate piece, this end. The other end's welded in. This one's that's a dish on this end, and that'll pull out with this tailpipe. It'll be riveted in here all the way around. That'll pull out and it'll leave the perf welded up to that end. So you just pull that cap out and then ram it full of silencer wadding, and then put the cap back in, rivet it round. That'll be joined onto that tailpipe, welded at either end. Should also, if it all works out alright and I can pull that out all in one piece, that tailpipe there will be welded to this junction, and then the junction will be bolted with a clasp bolt, say like top and bottom there. I'll put a clasp bolt on there, and just tighten them up. That'll join it to pipes, and then all I need to do then is just put a clasp bolt to join that pipe, the top pipe, onto the left pipe, because obviously it won't go up round there all in one go, so it's got a split in it there. I'll just need to put a clasp bolt on there. But But I've sent them a message to the customer, because he's got 2 options there now. That's all he's got left pretty much, is 2 options. I have a class bolt lap or a spring it. He needs to decide on that, and if he's happy with that, I'm just going to weld her up completely. There's only one little bit I don't like on it, and it's the angle of that. You see the angle of that? It's just not, it's not quite at 90, it's coming out at a bit of an angle. That's because I've not been able to fit that. That wants to come straight, bend up, bend down, bend back straight. I can't put a bend there, a bend there, and a bend there, because they're too close to each other. Yeah, the other reason for that is as well because I've bent it down as well, so it's got a waggle in it that way. Just too many bends in one place. It started going out of shape, so I could remake that, and I don't think it'd come out any better. So I'm just tempted just to weld it in, because you can't see it. It's just sat there behind that tube. I don't think you'll ever notice once you've got a seat on the top of that. You'll never see it from top down. So yeah, I think it's just, that's exactly like, if I got my phone out, I might do it before I finish. I'll get my phone out, and I've got a sketch. Imagine my phone there. I've got a sketch on my phone what the customer wanted, and it's not far off, you know. The only thing that's different from his sketch is that junction's a little bit closer to the rail. But if I'd have put it closer to the rail, I definitely wouldn't have got them bends in that tube. So I've just moved it along a little bit. But yeah, apart from that, it's nearly ready. So what I'm going to do is, instead of like rushing me breathing and rushing me flipping, I'm just rushing everything at the moment. I can't even breathe straight. Just like, I think I've had about 5 brews already. Just trying to, that's probably my problem, innit? I've had too many brews. I'm just like, wow, heart's going like a flipping madden. Well, I nearly turned the video off then. I was just trying to get it to focus in a little bit. There we go. I don't know what's going on. You can see through my hair there, can't you? Right, anyway, yeah, so yeah, I've just been going like a absolute mad one, going like clappers. Just needs to get it done, so I'm going to leave you again. Go and speak to the customer again. Just get him to sign this off. And I say, I just want to crack on with it. Just crack on with it, get it done. Then I'll show you a picture of what it should have looked like. I'll show you when it's done, because it's not far off being done. It just wants welding round. Not much point in me showing you welding round it. It's just bog standard basic process of just weld round a circle, weld round a circle, weld round a circle, weld round a circle. Once I've done that, we'll whip all the bikes out, and you'll be excited to see them. They've got some nice ones coming up, so yeah, keep watching. I'll speak to you again soon. Right guys, I think I found a flaw with this videoing method of mine. Basically, if you get a bit too busy, it's really hard to keep on top of this videoing. I've got a bit ahead of myself with it basically. What have I done? I've made a start on this triple. I've done 2 days on it so far. I did a day of trying to suss it out. I just got it out, I thought, I'll just have a look at that, I'll have a think about it. And then as I was thinking, things started happening. I started making things. I thought, I'll just flip that wheel over on bender, put the right size back in, bang out some bends, see what it looks like, see if my bends are right, see if my calculations are right. Then bender were bending all right, so then I thought I'll crack out some more bends, and then before you know it, I'm halfway through doing pipes. So I've not done them yet. They're at a point now where I think I've got a plan. I had to do a lot of messing about. Like I say, 2 days of trying to suss out whether I could make them better, whether I could make them. Arm raking again. Whoa, heavy camera that. Whether I could make them closer. Basically, he said they're dead tight and they're a bit close at tyre. So I wanted to know whether I could get them closer into the frame. You know, if I sand bent them and started twisting them around each other and stuff like that. But I couldn't get them there. There were nothing I could do after like that were half a day's messing about with that flexi pipe. Nothing I could do to make them better than the ones that he'd give me. The ones he'd give me are really scabby, so they do need remaking. But I'm just going to follow the same design, follow the same routing. All I'm going to do is just move them over, just like they're in centre like that. I'm just going to kick them over to the right, because it's a flat tracker and they turn left. It'll be a road bike, so it actually needs to turn left and right, but the style of it, they need to be down the right for it to look like a flat tracker. So just flick them over to right, that way, over to right a little tiny bit, which will mean like the left pipe will be a little bit longer, the right pipe will be a little bit shorter than the pattern he gave me. But apart from that, yeah, let's get them out. I thought what I'll do, because I've pretty much finished Beamer as well, and a Beamer's pretty much done. It's all on bike, customer's happy. I've just got tripod out. I just need to weld that up, and I don't know whether just to skip that stage, because the videos get really confusing. I thought about maybe starting the next bike as well, have 3 bikes on go, but then I would not have a chance of filming it because I wouldn't know where the videos start and stop to make one video, a BMW video, the next video, the triple video. They'll just be merged. I did that with that Grumph and that Royal Enfield, and some of them merged together and I didn't know what to do with them when I was editing them. So yeah, I'm going to put the camera on tripod and we'll whip some sheets off, and then you get a bit of an idea what's coming up next. I won't talk about them, I don't think. We'll spin the camera around like that. They're all on there, in bed, ready to get them out. Let's go and wake up some motorbikes. You're zoomed out there, aren't you? So that first bike's going to be Beamer. Now pull me pants up, make sure I've not got no builder's arse out. Get my keys out. Yeah, we'll do some unveiling, some unlocking. So yeah, this is the first one. Beamer, pretty much done. Pretty much done. He's agreed he wants spring ups put in on that, I think. Well, if I can get that sheet off. I don't want to pull on it too much. I know it's attached to a couple of fairings over there. So that's Beamer. Followed by the triple. So we'll get that one unlocked first and get it out of the way. And then we'll get the triple out. Let's see, the triple, I'm on with it, so I like I bent that key then, it's a bit tight that lock. Whew, don't mind it yet. Another one done. I'll bend it a bit. Right, now get the triple out. And you'll see that view behind, which I should be doing as well at the same time now. I should be working on the triple and on that race bike at the same time. But the triple, I spent 2 days on it and I'm actually getting some, you can see it's actually got some header pipes on. Or it's got the makings of some header pipes on. So let's whiz that one out of the way. We'll be working on that one today, I think. And then that basically leaves you with that bad boy, which will be the third video. If you hang about for some videos, that'll be in there somewhere, and then the bike behind it will be a video as well. So you know what's coming up in the queue now. That there Minnovation G50. This here a Trackmaster triple. That there be a BMW 6-day trials enduro bike. And then behind that we've got a big slab-sided Jigsaw, which that'll probably be last in queue. I've also got a 504 over there underneath that white sheet behind that chair. That needs doing as well. So that's 5 bikes in queue. That's what your next videos are all going to be. But yeah, this Trackmaster, that bike, both need doing it next week or 2. This one, I've actually just drawn up all patterns for it this morning to make the megaphone, the collector. The other half at pipes, they're going to be bottom ends at pipes. And that one I need to hydroform it, so that one needs a lot of drawing. But yeah, for now, let's have a look and finish off this video with the Beamer, I think. Because I think we could probably finish on that. Let's say all this wants now is a bracket on the back. It wants brazing up round there, bracket up to here somewhere, that end brazing in, that end brazing in, These are going to be sprung, 2 springs on there, so they just want some spring hooks put in on spring hook. And then same with this one, the collar here in the middle, that'll just want brazing on, that joins that left hand pipe to the crossover section. There's a little collar there in the middle, can't really see it because of that box, but yeah, there's a collar there. I'll braze that onto this pipe, and then we're going to spring it across, which will probably be, I'll spring it across the front there, because you can actually get to it with a spring puller. And then it'll be done, won't it? There's not much else I can do about that, though I finished it off with this. That's why I know it's finished. Look at this on here, which looks tidy, that on there. It's hard to see, but yeah, just smack bang in the middle of that gap. That looks very pro, doesn't it? It looks like it's stamped. It looks like it's been stamped as a proper manufacturer. And I don't know if I'll class myself as one of them yet, but I suppose I am if I'm putting my names on pipes like that. So yeah, that's it. I said to the customer I'll probably try and get that up a little bit, that silencer, so I can get that branch pipe there just to flick up a little bit as well. Just bring that round a little tiny bit. Customer said he was more than happy though, so if it won't go up, that's how it'll be. What I'll do, just turn the camera off now. Flick it round to myself. What's my plan now? What's my plan, video wise? I don't bloody know. Most of the times I need to keep a plan for making exhaust pipes, not plan for videos. But yeah, if I turn the camera off now, I need to start recording this Trackmaster, because otherwise I'll have finished it and I won't record anything. So ideally, I say I should finish off that Beamer, and then I can just finish off this video, scrap it, done. Bosch, draw a line underneath it, start a new set of videos for this Trackmaster. Don't know. What I'm going to do, I don't know actually, I expected some sheet and some tube outside this morning. It was not, so I'm still waiting for an order, but they'll come before the end of the week, I would have thought. Right, might just crack on with Beamer. You'll know, because I'll finish this video now, and whatever pops up next will be whatever I decided to do. So yeah, maybe I'll just crack on with Beamer. And then it's done. While thinking about doing the Trackmaster. Basically, I bought some bits in, printed out some bits of paper after drawing it up on computer to make the megaphone, to make the junction. And I need some steel to put it on. And I've got no steel. Still waiting for it to be delivered. No, I can't say that. Be delivered. I'm waiting for it to be delivered. So, yeah. BMW it is. I'll be back. Let me hit that